Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Joanna Piechocińska and I'm application specialist at DEXIS. Welcome to the webinar during which we'll present orthodontic workflow in IS ScanFlow. And today we also focus on our another software, IS Ortho. If you have any questions during webinar, please write them down in the questions and answer tab, and I will try to answer them at the end if possible. For information, we are recording this session and you will get this recording via email probably tomorrow morning. Also, you can access any of our previous webinars that have been recorded from our website, dexis.com, from Education tab on the top of the page. Okay, so right now I think we can move on to today's topic, and I will start by playing the newest promo video about our portfolio in general, and then I will move to iOS.
In the fast-paced world of dental care, staying ahead means embracing technology. Experience the pinnacle of efficiency with AI. Gain greater clarity into patient anatomy for precise diagnoses and simplify your case setups with automation. Combining CBCT, intraoral scanning, diagnostics, and treatment planning. The DEXIS digital ecosystem is your interconnected AI-powered platform for digital implants. The DEXIS digital ecosystem empowers you to streamline your workflows and revolutionize patient care like never before. Your journey towards streamlined workflows and improved patient outcomes begins now. Discover the future of dental care with DEXIS digital ecosystem. Embrace technology and contact us today.
Okay, so let's start with introduction of our portfolio. So currently we offer 3 intraoral scanners, 2 premium ones, which are characterized by high quality scans and scanning speed. And here we have IS 3800W, which is wireless scanner, and IS 3800, which is very light wired option. And apart from that, we have economical option, IS 3700, which is our older proposition. Our scanners can work with laptop or with all-in-one PC together with our trolley, which is IS Voyager, and it's up to user decision which option they would like to choose. In case of software, we provide IS ScanFlow, which is acquisition software with many AI-driven functions that help during scanning process, and a few workflows that are helpful in case of scanning more complex cases, such as implants, dentures, and so on. Regarding software, we offer also additional ones, IS Model and IS Ortho, which I will show you later today. And this software enable digital model creation, create orthodontic simulations, and give us automatic analysis based on intraoral scans. Moreover, we have IS Connect, which is our solution in case of sharing scans with the lab. And finally, we have the DX Studio Clinic, our award-winning software that connects all types of files, not only intraoral scans, and enables diagnosis to be made, treatments, plan creation, and checking patients' results. And now you can see in what cases you can use DEXIS intraoral scanners. So our solutions have been used among orthodontists, what I will show you today, but also in case of implants planning, dentures, restorative cases, and for sleep medicine. But DEXIS is not only intraoral scanning. We have in our portfolio also radiological devices such as solutions for 2D intraoral X-rays, as well as panoramic, cephalometric, and CBCT devices. And all this connects our main software, which is the DX Studio Clinic, and what you can see in the center of this picture. And now, before we'll go to the scanning session, let's quickly introduce IS ScanFlow, our acquisition software. And currently we are on version 1.0.11, but we introduce new version at least once per year, sometimes more often. So you can always expect that in each new version there will be some improvements and new functions added. Like recently when we released this version of IS ScanFlow, we added oral compare functionality, and possibility to integrate with Exocad. In iScanflow, it's very easy to cooperate with the lab, so we can create prescription before or after scan acquisition, shared with preferred lab, and then track sent cases. And now very shortly about some functions that we offer in iScanflow. So there is AI soft tissue removal that help to acquire scans without any areas that shouldn't be visible, such as our gloves or patient's cheek or tongue. And there is also additional function called AI matching, and this one has been improved in the latest software version, and it's a real help in case of scanning very complex situations in patient's mouth. And in IS 3800 scanners family, there is an option to move scan without touching the mouse or computer, just by manipulating the scanner in your hand. And actually, it's a very nice option when you are close to the patient and can have gloves on hands. And now a bit about integration. So we can integrate with SprintRay Cloud Design, and basically if you have printer on site, you can print, for example, some model just immediately after you made the scan. The next one is Spark Clear Aligner system, and here you can see full workflow. So basically if you use DEXIS scanner and want to order aligners from Spark, it's very easy and fast process. So after you acquire the scan, you can share it with Spark just with one click. So no need to export and import any STL files. And with this workflow, you can start treatment and achieve expected results without long preparation process, which is much easier both for you and for your patient. And the last thing before we'll move to scanning process, our additional applications. So here we have IS Model and IS Ortho, and these are software that enable to create more advanced model, and in case of IS Ortho, also create orthodontic simulations, as well as automatically generate analysis. And I will show you this software with the case I will scan today. So now I think we can move to start scan acquisition process. iScanflow, so our acquisition software can be used in two ways. So first of all, as a standalone software. In that case, you can just open ScanFlow and start scanning. And the second option is integrate iScanflow with imaging software. So in our case, with the TX Studio Clinic. And TX Studio Clinic is the software you can see right now. It's a homepage where you can find your patient, or you can create a new one. And as I already mentioned, this is software where you can have all files or exams that your patient had. So you can see, for example, here that this patient had intraoral 2D X-rays, as well as intraoral scan, 3D exam, and you can always also add some files such as PDF, some movies, etc. But let's start with acquisition of the scan that I would like to show you today. And we can say that this is the patient that I want to scan, and let's say that I already had this patient on my chair and I already scanned it a few times, so you can see some history of this patient. So right now we can just start new scan, so I can click capture here, and from this I will select the device I would like to use to make this acquisition. If you are using iScanflow in an integrated mode, as in my case, and when we are opening patient directly from DTX, first what we see is this screen. So there is case information. So right now I can decide if I would like to order something from the lab I cooperate with. So here are some cases that I can choose from, and also I can put some comment, write something here in the prescription, select the tooth, add some attachment if needed. But I don't need to do this right now. I can do this after I will scan, or if I won't send this scan to the lab, I don't need to do this at all. And basically I can already start scanning, but I can also import some raw data if I already scanned this patient, if I would like to add something to this scan. For example, if I was working with this patient and I had common scan, and right now I would like to rescan restoration or something like this. And in case of scanners from 3800 family, I can use scanner just like intraoral camera, what you see here. And here you can see that I have already connected scanner. This is wired scanner. But if I would have in my office more than one scanners, and some of them would be wireless one, it can be a case that here on this list you would see more than one things to choose. So in that case you would need to know the serial number of the scanner that you would like to use. But okay, right now we can just start scanning. So I click scan and take my scanner to my hand. So now we are on the screen where we basically start scanning, but before that let's go quickly through the functions that are available here, and also let's check some settings that we can set before start scanning. So on the top you can see the patient name. In my case it's IOS ortho model, but if you would have your real patient, you would see his name or her name here. And here are 4 steps that we can follow, or we should follow during scan process. So first of all, we need to scan the patient, then go to check phase. After that, it's optional step adapt, but I will show you this today later. And then export. So we will need to decide what to do with the scan later on. And then here there are some settings that you can enable or disable. So the first one is for shade indication. I have just model scan today, so I don't need to have this on. And the second one is for AI soft tissue removal, and I have this on, but actually in case of scanning model it's not so needed, but when you have your real patient it's better to have it on. Then high resolution on, it's better to have it, because the scan looks basically better. And the color of the scan, so you can disable it or enable, it's your choice. And then information about calibration. Actually it's a calibration only for shade matching, not scanner calibration, because our scanners don't require calibration, so you don't need to calibrate them by your own. Basically they're auto calibrated. Okay, and on the left side you can see a few functions, so I would say that there are like many other scanners, so you can just cut some part, you can rewind, you can delay this scan, you can lock, keep, you have gallery, you can freeze the scan if you don't want to move it. So basically it. And here you have a indication which arch you are scanning, and you can set this in the setting from which one you would like to start. I have the maxilla first, but you can easily either change it manually or from a scanner, or change it directly in the settings. And here you have information about the scan you are doing right now. So I have a common scan and we are starting from it, but there are other options, other workflows you can choose from. So depends on the case you have. So you can select from this list, so denture, implant, or even full arch implant if it's your case. You can also scan preparation and then compare it with your common scan. And there is also extra scans, so basically you can create your own workflow based on your needs. So you can see it's really everything set up to you, up to your needs. And if you select something like this, so this this is added here. You can see some information, so some instructions here, and it depends which type of implants you have here. And then if you select it but you did it wrong, so you can easily delete it like this. And right now we'll have only this common scan. And one more information, so here you can see that I have my scanner connected, but it's sleeping. So that's why it's this letter Z. But if I will click the power button on the scanner, yeah, it's on. And right now we can already start scanning, and you can see on the left bottom side that there is upper arch selected, so I will start from it. And here on the right side you can see that both AI matching and shade calibration is off. And if I would need AI matching, I can turn it on during a scanning process. And regarding shade, I'm scanning white model for a orthodontic purpose, so I don't need shade right now. But in case of real patient, and if you need a shade, so you can turn it on. Okay, so let's start scanning. I can just click power button on my scanner and start moving scanner around my model. And basically we always say that we should start scanning from the chewing surface, and then we can, I mean, there are a few ways of scanning process, but actually for me it's the most comfortable way to start from chewing surface and then acquire lingual and buccal parts. But in case of frontal teeth, you're supposed to acquire lingual and buccal from the beginning. So when you are scanning chewing surface, you should also acquire both sides at the first time. Okay, and we have orthodontic case, so scanning palate is also quite important. And you can see how nicely I can scan with this scanner even palate, even if it's white, like in this case. So yeah, and basically I would say that we have already this scan ready, and you can see how system is helping me to acquire proper scan, because I have these green lines around some hollows that are some places that haven't been scanned yet. And maybe I will scan my finger, so I will show you. Yeah, here's my finger. Now I will stop scanning and I will show you how AI soft tissue removal works. So you can see my finger, and there is a preparing scan data working on, and you can see it's disappeared. And right now I can quickly check if there are any hollows, but yeah, I don't see them too many. So we can basically move to the lower arch right now. And I can do this either by clicking mode button on my scanner or clicking here. But let's use mode button. Yeah, and I'm already on the lower arch. And the same what we did in case of upper arch. So I'm just moving scanner around the model. And of course it can be, or of course it is a bit different situation when you have a real patient, when you have saliva, sometimes some blood. But to be honest, it's really easy to scan even in these kind of situations. And for this, I would say, complicated situations where it's a lot of blood, some scan bodies and so on, we have these AI matching functions that is really helpful, and it's really helping you to acquire the best possible scan. And yeah, basically you can say that we have already this scan created, and when we have this green square turning into red one, it means that we need to come back to the area where scan stopped. Yeah, but here we have whole palette, and I still see some green hollows, but let's stop right now because I want to show you one more thing. So we have here, for example, yeah, also here some hollows, so maybe let's use this one. So you see that if I have scan in this position, I don't see these hollows, but when I move the scan a bit like this, I can see that there are still some places that haven't been scanned, but to be honest, I don't need to scan them. I mean, not in each case, because basically system will fill this for us. But if I still want to scan these areas, and I don't want the scanner to be moving during scanning process, I can freeze this. So right now, scanner won't move. So I start scanning again. And you can see that there is something happening, but scanner is not moving. Yeah, you can start. These hollows are almost all of them are already filled. Okay, and you can see that this one, I had some small issues with scanning this surface, but I can check during this function, using this function, which is highlight, how this will look after the post-processing. So I can just select this area and it quickly showed me how it will look later on. And I can also do a screenshot of it if needed. And that's it. And we have some small hollow here. So let's use freeze function on still, so I can scan it. But during scanning acquisition, yeah, you see that the hollow is already disappeared. I can do some screenshots. So yeah, and I can do this capturing it using just my scanner. So yeah, I have some picture, and by move button, I'm going back to the main screen. I can unfreeze it right now, and basically I would say that, yeah, maybe some small hollows are still here, but actually we can leave them as they are. Okay, and right now we can start acquiring the bite. So I can just connect my model, and we need at least 3 or 4 points. In case of full arch, it's better to acquire around 4 points. So next to molars and next to canines. And you can see how fast it is. So I just need to move a bit close to these arches, and it's already done. Yeah, and it is. And right now I can check how my gallery looks like, and if it's okay, I can go to the check phase. But if I would have some different bites, or maybe I will show you some different position of the bite, I can go to some extra bite and do the same. So I will acquire this different bite position, because you have sometimes patients with different bite adjustment. Yeah. Okay. And other side. And one more. Okay. And that's it. When we are done, we can also check here how it looks like, how this normal bite looks like. And right now we can go to the check part. And here there is a few resolutions, but from the default is a high one. And but we can set it in the settings which one we want to use. And you see how we can fasten it. And now we have our scan ready, and basically we can already go to the export part and send it to the lab, or just use it in any other application. But before that, I want to highlight a few things here. So if you see that there is something wrong with the scan, you can easily come back to the scan part and rescan some areas if needed. But if everything is okay, we can work in this this window, and here are some settings regarding how the scan looks like. So you can change the some filters, you can turn on, turn off light, but this depends on how you like to see your scan. And here on the left are a few functions. So we can use the cutting function if you want to cut these irregular edges. So we can do this quickly, like this. Okay. And double click to go to cut it. And the same you can do with the lower arch system. You see that gives me some tips how to do this, but you know, it's very easy. So when you will be using our scanner with iScanFlow, you can for beginning use this function, and later on just turn them off. Okay, so you can see this both arches. Maybe I'll cut here a bit as well. Okay, let's see how it works. Maybe a bit more here as well. And this one. Okay. We can also see the bite. I took 2 bite acquisitions, so I have this extra bite here as well. And here we can see undercuts, and we have tools for occlusion. You can check occlusion, and also tip here how to use this function. So you can see on each tool how this occlusion tool works, and here the occlusion proximity, and you can see how big pressure is on each tooth. Okay, and right now I want to show you quick orthodontic simulation. So now we have orthodontic simulation mode, and it's function just to quickly show your patient how possibly his or her smile can look after the treatment. So you cannot save it or make any changes to this simulation, but as it takes just a few seconds to create it, you can just easily show your patient how it will be looking, how it look after the treatment, and if this makes sense to go to this treatment, orthodontic treatment or not. So basically just like it, and you can see quite big difference, I would say, especially in case of this incisors in the lower arch here, very nicely. Later on I will show you something similar, but with possibility to also make some adjustment to this simulation in iSorto application. Okay, so now we can just exit orthodontic simulation and go back to our main screen. And the next function I want to show you is oral compare. Oral compare function enables us to compare scans from different dates, and we can even import some STL file, so scan that even hasn't been scanned with our scanner. We can still use this function to check these scans as well. And basically we can compare a few scans. We can use this view. We can even to occlusion or upper or lower arch, we can add some comments. We can check distance mapping between the two scans. We can select which scan we want to check. We can do some measurements between a few scans. We just need to move this plane as we did, of course. And then if we are in the position that we want to measure, we can just scroll a bit to make it bigger and then do measurements. We can add another one, we can delete this one, we can make screenshot if necessary. And then we have occlusion evolution where we can see the difference in case of occlusion. So we can see how different was pressure of this bite. And then there's another function which allows us to do matching. If we have 2 or 3 scans, we can match them properly using point matching or auto matching. And basically just it in case of oral compare, so you can basically compare scans to see by yourself the difference in patient's mouth, in patient's smile, but also to show your patients. So I guess it's a very nice feature for patient communication. Okay, and now we can go back to the our main window. So now let me quickly show you how to create simple model in IS ScanFlow. So first of all, we can cut a bit the plate, just to have it more regular edges. You can do this for an upper arch, then for a lower arch as well, using these circles here. Okay, and if it's okay, we can go to the model builder and we can decide whether it's a what is base type, whether it's a full hollow or drain, and then we can just build this model if needed. It takes a sec, but even though it's a quite fast process, so you can later on have a model in a STL file or print it. And you can exit already. You can save it if needed. And but this step actually it's not necessary, so you can skip it if you don't need a model. And now we can go to the export tab. When we are ready with our scan, we have a few options. So for example, if we are working with Spark, we can automatically send this case to Spark or to SprintRay if you want to print it. We can also work with a Smile file, which is Smile Design Portal. And if you want to share your scan with the lab that you are cooperating with, you can have these labs here. I don't have any, but in the real cases, you can just click on the lab that you want to send to and just go to the IS Connect and share it with the lab together with the case that you're creating. So if you want to order something from the lab. And then we can open with DEXIS IS model, which what we will do in a second. Also, we can save it as a PLY or STL file. We can go to the 3D printing if we have any printer installed, and we can also share a patient report. Okay, so now, as I promised, let's open DEXIS IS model or DEXIS IS Ortho, and I will show you another application for it. System is asking me about some preparation. We can also save it in the settings to not be asked each time, but sometimes it's better to have it just to be sure that we have proper scan. Okay, so now is the first view that we see in the IS model or IS ortho, depends on which model do you have. I mean, IS model is a basic one and IS ortho is more advanced. But IS model is included in IS ortho, so that's why we can see here IS ortho. Okay, and right now we can already see some occlusion check. We can go through this scan, but let's start with segmentation wizard. For now there is automatic teeth detection, but if we need it, we can adjust everything. So basically, if we have a patient with some additional teeth, with some milk teeth, or with some missing ones, or with implants, we can just tell the software what is not correct. But I would say, like right now, it's everything as it's supposed to be, so you can just validate it. But if needed, we can do some changes here. We can create some new margin line and add some new tooth if it's needed, or remove it if something incorrectly has been added here. Okay, so right now let's just validate it. There is this information showing, but we can also click that we don't want to see it anymore. Okay, so right now we have this view and what we see here. So if there won't be arch, we can create it. We can also do some measurements, and we can measure also angle if needed. We can display occlusion, so maybe, yeah, let's see that, how this pressure looks like here. But IS ortho is mostly for simulations, for orthodontic simulations. So we have this setup, and we can create new simulation, and depends on what we need. You can create optimal one. We can create one for aligner, and we can decide with whether it's both arches or just one arch, and if both arches, how many teeth will be included. We can do also some manual simulation, but to be honest, we recommend to use the one from these two, so either optimal or full aligner. We can also use the function relapse if we have for this scan after treatment to check how treatment worked. But right now let's do optimal one, so we can create it. So we have our first simulation ready, and right now we can evaluate it. We can change the view, and we can show it to the patient. And if we see that some positions needs improvement, we can easily do this. We can edit the simulation. We have option to also here we can change the view. We have option to move any of these teeth. We can rotate it, so we can easily do this like this. Yeah, we can do even very strong rotation if needed, but also we can change the gap, change the spaces if there are left any in this simulation. We can see collision, we can see the occlusion. Maybe let's change the view once again. Yes, we can also see the level of confidence per tooth movement. So let's see that. Also, there is a table with movements and with collisions. So you can see like almost everything what is related to this simulation. And if we made any changes here, we can update this to see it here already, or we can just save it. But let's say that I don't need to change anything, so I can just cancel it and go back to the previous view. And right now we can go further with this simulation, or we can create a new one. And if you would like to create a new one, you can again go with optimal, so with 4 brackets, or we can select another option, so either for aligner, or we can do this manual if needed. But let's say that right now we can move further, maybe with creation of a model. So let's go here to print this simulation. So basically we can create a model. I already showed you how to create model in ISScanFlow, but here in iSort or ISModel we have more advanced functions. But in general, when we want to just export simple model like this, we can already export it without making any changes. But if we need, we can always edit it before exporting. So first of all, we can select if you want to both arches or just one of them. We can select if we want to base or with no base. You can change the type. We can change thickness. We can add label, or we can remove label. But if you want to add it from default, there is this name of the patient here, but we can also change it or write something more here. We can select where, in which location it will be saved, and what the save file name will be. And basically we can move it, see if it's what we need, and then we can export it. And that's it. I want to show you one more, or maybe 2 more things. So first of all, we have option to take screenshot of each layout that we have, and later on we can open the folder with gallery here, and this is located on our computer. But the one last thing I want to show you is automatic report generation. So we can just basically do some clicks. We can select which simulation we want to have in this report. We can change the file name and then click next. There are still some options that we can adjust, so we can import some information, we can make some changes, but basically all these changes also can be adjusted before in the settings. And there is also option to import panoramic and cephalometric image if we have. So if we have them, we can also add them to this report. If not, we can just quickly generate this report. And report will be generated in 2 files, as an Excel one and a PDF. So let's quickly go to check it. Okay, so as I said, we have this report generated also in Excel format. So first of all, we have information about the patient, and then we have a few other examinations. So we have these dimensions and other information, also some analysis, and all of this we can select in the settings. So we can have all these analyses available in this report, or we can unselect them so you won't see them. As I said, we have this report in a Excel file, but also we can have it in a PDF. So yeah, so just like this, and it will be all the same here. So all this information, all these measurements will be available with just a few clicks. Also some pictures of this model. Yeah, so you can see how fast and easy it is to generate this report. And if we will have a panoramic or cephalometric image, we can also add it, and then we can even print this report. Okay, thank you very much for participating in today's webinar, where you had the opportunity to see DEXIS solutions in iOS field. And you can still add your questions if any have arisen now. Okay, so let's start with questions. I see just one right now. Okay, so for how long lab can access scans shared by doctor via this software? Okay, so there is an option to use IS Connect. So basically we can just send directly scans to the lab that we are connected to, and then lab can access it for a whole year. So basically there is plenty of time to download those cases. Okay, I see second one. How much time it takes to acquire full scan? Okay, so actually we measure time of acquisition, and in case of IS 3800 scanners, both wireless one and the one with the wire, and while scanning model, it's less than 30 seconds, around 25 seconds per arch. Of course, in case of patient, it can be a bit longer, but still it's possible to acquire both arches and bite in even 2 to 3 minutes. Of course, it also depends on the parameters of your computer. Okay. I don't see any more questions. So for more information about systems from our portfolio and more detailed trainings of the use of our software, please contact either me or my colleagues responsible for sales, Piotr Brunkiewicz, and responsible for service, Michał Brunkiewicz. You can also visit our website and follow our profiles on social media. And besides that, there is IDS trade show coming up, so we will be there. So I hope we can meet there. Thank you very much again, and see you soon.